Welcome guys to Miss Puff Creative Corner. This is Claudette where I create projects using stamps, inks, papers, mixed media, embellishments, and a whole lot of joy. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to be creating these beautiful fall treat boxes. These could be created for any occasion. If this is something that you're interested in, please do stick around. So if you're new to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload videos just like this one. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are the treat boxes, and as you open it up, it has a little message inside. I think these would be nice to have around the table for your guests for the holidays. These could hold tea lights, the little tea candles. And this is like 3 of these, and then you still would have room for more. And you could hold like the bite-sized chocolates. You could hold like 5 of these in here. So just give you an idea of how big the box is. So let's go ahead and get started in creating our box. So what I'm using is designer series paper or your printed paper. You could use your heavier cardstock if you choose to. This is measuring 8.5 on the top by 6. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is score that. Start with scoring. And I am going to put it up on the 8.5 inch side. I'm going to open this arm here, and then we're going to go ahead and score at every 2 inches. And let's put it here at 2. So we're going to score at 2, and then we're going to score at 4. This is going to, with this print, it's going to be hard for you to see the score line, but I'm going to bring in a template so you could get a better idea of what I'm doing. Then we're going to score again at 6. Then we're going to score at 8. Leaving just about a 1/2 inch to the end. Then we're going to turn it around on the 6 inch side, and we're going to score at 1.5 inches. These are all an inch. And you want to be careful with your designer series or your lighter weight paper that you don't bore a hole in it, getting too aggressive with your scoring. So then we're going to go down to 3.5 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish those score lines. And this pattern is double-sided, so I am going to keep the darker blue on the outside. I think we call that blue Misty Moonlight, I believe. And then we'll just have this little piece right here. Okay, So what I'm going to do is bring in my template. So hopefully you could see this template. Okay, so this is the 1/2 inch here, and these, let me just fold this, and down here is the shorter panels, and that's going to be the bottom of your box, and to the top you have your longer panels, and that's going to be the top of your box. So these, what I have the markings squiggled out, is the areas that you're going to cut off, okay? Right there. Here, this line right here, you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch and fold. That's going to be a lid to close your box. And you'll cut here, leave a 1/2 inch here, leave a 1/2 inch here. This is going to be, you're going to cut this section out, and this is going to be, you're going to put a little notch right here, and that's going to be the front of your box, and it's going to help you to open your box a little easier. So if you don't have a circle punch, you could also use a coin to draw that circle, you know, like almost a 1/4 inch of that circle there to make your notch. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and follow my template. And I am going to go ahead and cut these little segments off. All right. So next what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut, and these longer patterns, these longer panels is here to the top, and we're going to go ahead and cut from the score line up to this. We're going to stop right here at this score line. All right. So these are the longer panels, so that's the top of our box. Okay, so given the directions here, so this is the shorter panel, this is the bottom of our box, and so we're not going to cut this one off, you know, that's the front lid. Okay, so this one we're going to just cut and leave a 1/2 inch. This one we're going to totally cut off here. So we're going to go ahead and cut this one off here. And with these patterns, it's even hard for me to see the line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring in my scoring tool once again. And I'm just going to score a 1/2 inch for the lid, so it'll be easier, nicer, cleaner fold for me. So this is the lid, which is close to the shorter. Let me bring it down so you could see. It's closer to the little 1/2 inch there. So this is the lid, and I am just going to bring it here at the 1/2 inch mark. And I am going to score that. Then these two right here, let's see, from this little score line, I want it to be a 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to put that score line next to the 1/2 inch there. This is a lid. Let me close this one down. And these two I'm going to score. Put your score line there at the 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to score them there. So that's what I'm going to cut off on those two. So I'm just folding them down. So I fold those down where I score the 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to cut that off, that section off. And you don't have to score, you could just eyeball it and cut some off. And let's just bring in here our template. That's how it is looking. And this is how it's going to be. This is the template, another template here. So what I'm going to do is give these little section a little miter cut, cut out a little triangle piece to help the box close a little better. And then we'll do the same on this. And then to this other little panel here. Then what we're going to do is just round this corner off. You don't have to do that. You could do a miter cut if you don't have a rounder. So this is our triple tag punch. Could do different designs. It does have a rounder on that, so I'm just going to stick it here in this corner and press down, flip it over, press down, and then we have that rounded. So next, for the shorter panel, the bottom of our box, we're going to come up and we're going to cut those 1, 2, 3. So we're going to cut those legs up too as well. Okay. Just going to put it this way so I could see a little better. And we're going to just go straight up to that score line. Take this, cut it up straight to that score line. Same thing here. And those are our legs. All right, so that's looking like our template. So next what I'm going to do is, like I said, I wanted the blue to the outside, so I'm going to fold that tab over, give it a little crease, and I am going to be using my multi-purpose glue. And I am going to add some glue to it on this little tab. Then we're gonna bring this over here to meet this edge. And let's see, make sure you're flushed with the other side. And then I'm just gonna make sure, you see why we give those a miter cut right there, so this, when your lid closes down, will fit in there nicely. And if it doesn't close, you could always give it more snips. Okay. And I forgot to do my circle punch. Let's see here to create my little notch. I'm going to take that there and just center it and just take off a little bit and have my notch there. So I'm just going to close this once again and then put out the bottom of our box together. So let's do it like this, there. So we're going to add some glue. Let me just add it here to this top flap. Close that down. I'm going to add some glue on this one. Just make sure your edges are not coming over. Then add some, and this is the front of the box. I'm just taking this panel going back. And it's best to put glue on top of the top panel so you don't overlap like I just did. And then what you could do next is just take your glue bottle and give that a good press. And let me just make sure that this is closing okay. Yep. So now what we're going to do is just design our box. So the front, I am using this circle die cut, which has a beautiful edging on that. And this is from our Tasteful Label dies. And I also use this one right here for the inside sentiment. So let's see here. I am going to use the sentiment from Gathered Together. This is an older stamp set that we don't currently have, but I like this stamp set and the sentiments on there. So you're going to use whatever you have in your stash. Bring that in. And I am going to stamp it with this like an orange yellow. We call this Mango Melody. I'm going to go ahead. This is a photopolymer stamp. So it's good to use a little cushion underneath so you could get a good print. And I am going to put it on the lower half of my circle because I'm going to add a ribbon above this sentiment. It says Season of Thanks. And this one here for the inside, I stamped, "May this season bring you smiles and love that would last all year." So that's going to go in the inside. And let's see what I did with my ribbon. In the meantime, I'm going to bring our ribbon here, which is a little gingham ribbon in yellow, and it's like a honey yellow. We call that like bumblebee yellow. And I'm just gonna tie a little bow while wait for that ink to dry. See how that is. Let's go ahead and glue our sentiments on. Back to my multi-purpose glue, or you could use dimensionals if you would like. Yes, Warren, it could be complicated, but the patterns help me keep track of where things are. And if you use just not like a busy pattern like I've done, it's going to be easier for you to see like your score lines and stuff. But still, even with that, it's good to have a pattern layout to know which panel to cut. And after you do it a couple times, you'll get it, because sometimes you cut off areas that shouldn't be cut, like the flap that closes your box. I've done that. So let's see, so we did that. So now I'm just going to do is add my bow right up here. I'm going to add that with a glue dot. And let's just cut that off. And let's get a glue dot. Maybe. And then we'll add that just right above here, right below that notch. Should have made this little leg a little longer. Let's cut this down. I like how that blue looks against the yellow. So, and then we're gonna go up and get the sentiment for the inside. You know what would be nice if you put like a riddle on the outside of the boxes and the answer is in the inside when you pop it open. Wouldn't that be cute? You could get creative with these boxes. So we'll put that in there, and then we'll just add some embellishments. I cut this little fall leaf off out of designer series paper that we had in our last year edition for fall. Designer series paper. I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this and embellish that little tag. And I get heavy-handed with the glue. That's why I like the odd glitter glue, because when it dries, it does not dry tacky. So let's just dot that off. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea with the riddle. Or even a joke, you know, a knock-knock joke. And I think these are great fall colors. Let me bring in the other boxes. If you guys get any creative value from this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And there are our boxes. Leave me a comment down below. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.